Hi guys, I'm Leanna. If you don't know who I am, but I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about creating a CEO mindset in yourself and for your business, because that's kind of the season that I'm going through right now, and that's like the biggest thing I'm learning. And the thing that is most important is constantly waking up every single day and being aware, like almost like putting on this hat of like CEO. I am CEO, and like I wanted to talk about like what does that mean exactly and what does that look like, because I definitely wasn't putting on this CEO hat and this mindset maybe like 6 months ago, and then ever since I went full-time as a coach, I've realized and started to understand like, oh, this is what happens when you don't have that mindset, and this is what happens when you do have that mindset and you sort of make that switch. So what's really awesome about coaching, regardless of your goals, is the opportunity that's there for us. Like, we as coaches have the opportunity to work full-time. Like, we can earn a full-time income off of coaching, literally like working from our phones and our laptops, from Wi-Fi, from wherever we are, and all we have to pay is our coach business fee, $15 a month. Like, that is absolutely ridiculous, and that is the opportunity. Like, there's no ceiling on what we can earn, what kind of success we can have. Like, there's no cap. It's not like a 9-to-5 job where you just clock in and clock out. It is a job with endless possibilities. Like, you create your business as, you know, whatever you want it to be. And so that's the first thing, like, you have to know and you have to understand, because that is going to affect how you show up to this business. So when I went full-time, I started realizing, oh my gosh, like, I don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. and go into the coffee shop. I don't have to wake up and get my workout done and get my reach outs done and like all this stuff done, because I have all the time in the world to do it. Like, I have all day long. But the kicker is, when you aren't full-time and when you're working other jobs, I was a barista and I had to be at my coffee shop job at 6:30 in the morning. So there was no like pressure and no boundaries really. And so you as a CEO, like, you have to choose what your boundaries are. You have to create business hours for yourself. And when I say business hours, that doesn't mean exactly an hour. You can create, you know, this amount of time, 30 minutes right here in the morning after I do this and before I do this. That's going to be my time to reach out to people. So same thing goes for anything else in your business, but it's your job now as a coach, if you're going full-time, and even if you're not going full-time, and maybe that's not even the goal for you, but if you want your business to pay you a full-time income on top or alongside of whatever else you're doing in your life, you have to show up to your business with this CEO mindset of, these are the things that I need to get done to be successful every single day, and this is when I'm going to do this one, this is when I'm going to do that one, this is when I'm going to do this one. And the really awesome thing is, like, if you are full-time like me, I don't have anything else to show up to. You know, my other obligations are my husband and my dog and my tiny house, you know, and life does get crazy sometimes. Like, even though I don't have other jobs that I'm committed to, you know, I have a family and holidays, and all of those things are still really hard to balance. But when I am putting on my CEO mindset, like, and I have my hat on or whatever, I get so many more things done, because I'm not in this mindset of like, oh, I have all the time in the world, I can do whatever I want. And I don't want you to think about like the fact that you don't have time, because you do have time, but you need to be intentional with that time, and you need to show up as if this were a 9-to-5 job where you were clocking in and clocking out. And what I mean by that is, you know, what really helps me is timers. Showing up and saying, from 4 until 5, I'm gonna do this, and then 5 o'clock I'm gonna start cooking dinner, you know, get into other things for my day. So 4 o'clock you start your timer, and you say, I have an hour to get this, and this done. And if I don't get it done, it can roll over until tomorrow. But like, the more that you do that, the more you set the timer, the more you stick to that timer, and the more you are really hard on yourself and strict with yourself about these things, the more you're going to be able to be really productive in that small amount of time. And you're going to be so pumped. Like, afterwards, you're going to, like, it will actually, it's a practice. It's definitely a muscle you learn to improve upon with time management like that, and putting the CEO mindset on yourself every single day. And it's really important because we have to remember the reason for this business. The reason we are doing what we're doing is to provide freedom. It's to provide time with my husband so that I can eat dinner with him and not be sitting over here working, or, you know, like before I was at the coffee shop through and past dinner. I didn't get home until 9 p.m. when I worked the night shifts. So the reason that I'm doing this job and the reason I'm coaching like this is so I can eat dinner with my husband every single night. It's so that I can wake up in the morning with him right by me and know I don't have any pressure to go and leave. Like, I get to be home with him. And so you have to decide, what are my boundaries going to be? When is my business hour going to be, or my business hours? And the coolest part about it is, like, this job is something that you can make around your life. So pull out your calendar, look at your life, say, what do I have going on this week, and where can I fit in my coaching hours and my time to work my business? Because when you're a full-time coach, it's not like things just suddenly get easier. Hate to break it to you if that's what you thought. That's kind of what I thought. And obviously, like, things do get easier with the fact that, like, I don't have to get up at 5 a.m. every morning. But the thing is, I've learned the more that I choose to get up at 5 a.m., even when I don't have to go into work, it's because I want to go into work because I love this job. And the more that I do that and show up like that, I'm getting more work done. I am way more productive in the mornings. I'm leading by example for my team and showing them what's possible and showing them that, like, I have really hot, like, big goals. And when you pair $1 million work ethic with your goals and everything like that, like, you are going to reap $1 million wage from this job. Because we have to remember, like, what's the opportunity in front of us? It's limitless, it's endless. And so you have to ask yourself, like, what am I going to choose in this business? Am I going to pair $1 million work ethic, you know, into this so that I can reap the benefits of that years down the road? Like, sign me up every time. And just because you become a full-time coach doesn't mean that you should just, like, let that go, or the extra time that you do get that you shouldn't work. I mean, obviously you need to find a balance. Like I said before, the reason we're doing this, the reason we're working this job is so that we can have freedom financially and time freedom with our family and our loved ones. So don't ever forget that, and don't allow, like, your lack of discipline and your lack of an ability to be a CEO and decide what your business hours are, when they are, what that's going to look like. Don't let them get the worst of you, you know, like, you want them to get the best of you, not the rest of you, as that saying goes. So the faster you can learn this, the better. And like I said, this doesn't necessarily, like, this isn't something that only full-time coaches need to learn. I think every single coach needs to learn this, and the sooner they learn it, the sooner they're showing up to their business like their CEO, and the sooner they're putting in that $1 million work ethic and going to reap that $1 million paycheck, right? So a few little last tidbits I want to share with you that CEOs always do is they Google it. So anytime you have a question, anytime you need help with something, Google it. Like, if you're struggling with some area of coaching, I promise you there are 1,000 other coaches that have gone through what you've gone through, and they've come through it. They've had success, and so they've probably made a training on it, just like I'm doing right now. So Google it, YouTube it, you know, research it. The FAQ section in our back office as coaches, it's there for a reason. It's there because Beachbody knows that we're gonna have questions and we're gonna struggle. Like, if there's an event, or, you know, a team cup or something to where you don't know what's going on and you're a little confused, before you go to your coach, Google, YouTube, or FAQ, because that's what entrepreneurs do. Entrepreneurs are self-reliant. They are people who go out and seek answers. If they have a problem, they're going to get creative and they're going to fix it, and they're going to find a way through it. So before you go and ask someone, always do that. And then, of course, it's totally fine to talk to your teammates, talk to your coach and be like, hey, I'm struggling with this. I've already researched, I've already done this. And you showing up and telling your coach what you've done and how you've started to try and learn and trying to figure out, you know, what you're confused about or fix the problem or the struggle you're going through, that's going to be so impressive to your coach, because it's showing that you're taking leadership up and you're taking initiative to go and figure something out. And that's, like I said, that is what we do as entrepreneurs. So whenever you have a problem, like, instead of complaining to everyone about your problem, go and figure out a way to fix it, you know? And obviously there are problems in life that pair with emotions. So if you feel like, you know, I really need to vent about something, find a success partner to where you can vent about everything all the time. But as entrepreneurs, we are never the type of people to let something get us down or stop us, or, you know, we're never going to be stuck dead in the water. Like, you would never catch me complaining to my coach about something before I talked to my Success Club partner about it, talked to my husband about it even, and went and YouTubed and researched and Googled it and FAQ'd it, because that's the entrepreneur mindset. That is a CEO mindset. Because here's the thing, if your coach wasn't successful, if your coach didn't help you, I want you to ask yourself where you would be. And if you wouldn't be here because your coach has been that vital to your success and your journey, that's incredible. Like, that's awesome. And you guys probably have an awesome relationship, and keep that up, obviously. But I want you to know this is your business. And when you put on the CEO mindset, that is what you say. Every single day you wake up and you say, this is my business and I'm going to run it the way that I want to run it. And obviously success leaves clues. So don't forget to look to your coach and see what she's doing and follow and, you know, match that pace and match those efforts and do exactly what they're doing if they're having success. But at the same time, know, you know, just because they're a 2-star diamond coach doesn't mean that I couldn't be. Just because they're a 5-star coach doesn't mean that I couldn't be superstar, 15-star diamond, and surpass them. Why not? Like, take ownership of your business every single day and show up saying, this is what I want my business to look like. This is what my dreams and my vision are. Like, obviously, success leaves clues, so follow in those successful footsteps. But if your coach isn't having success, or maybe they're just struggling with something and taking their journey really, really slow, that's not what your journey has to look like. So take ownership and responsibility and say, this is what I'm after and this is what I'm going to do to go and get it, okay? I hope this helped you guys with learning about becoming the CEO of your own business. That is what we as coaches literally get to do every single day. And with that comes a lot of responsibility. But when you start to learn these things and implement them, your business will flourish. I promise you that. So thanks for hanging. Have a good rest of your day.